Hey everybody, I wanted to hop on here and share a quick update about what's been going on with all things Remarkable Spirit, the show. We've received and continue to receive amazing feedback from you all, and we are so appreciative. We were, working really hard to get a couple of these episodes up on YouTube to share some of the work that we're doing, and we're so incredibly happy with how kind people have been and how it has been received, because we were very nervous. We understand that the work that we're doing of the crossings can be a bit controversial, and so it's been amazing to see how it's been received. For transparency, we had to take a break as a team and rest, because this work takes a lot out of all of us, and it's incredibly emotional work. It can be draining and exhausting work if we're working some cases that have different types of energies on a property or around people. And so we took a break to kind of pause on working our cases together. But there are many more. I mean, I don't want to say many, but I believe we have 9 episodes left that are like completely, in the can, filmed, and they're just in the editing stages. So that will be happening, and those 9 will be coming out on this channel. The other thing is, and also we, my mom and I have continued to work these cases that we cannot film for privacy reasons, where the people don't want them, publicly shared. There's quite a few reasons why, but we've worked probably, about a dozen cases that, where we're assisting people both living and in spirit. And so that work is still happening. We're still doing this stuff. And we're going to keep doing this stuff, okay? So it's just, we had to all rest and take a pause and go to other parts of our lives, because, get settled in other parts of our lives, because we're not getting paid at all for any of this work. We're just putting it out here because Spirit wants it out there. We want people to better understand this side of ghost hunting and paranormal stuff. So we're working really hard to keep getting those out, and we promise that they are coming. So more episodes are coming. I will say too, on a personal note, I had to pause on my work with the Remarkable Spirit team and doing some of these home investigations and going out to locations to work with souls, because I work in a different field of spirit work that's called spirit death walking. And I haven't talked about it much publicly yet. I'm going to start sharing more on it, because another reason for this break is Spirit had me publish some of the case notes from a case that I worked with, a woman who was the victim of a serial killer. So it was an extraordinarily painful case to work that happened last year, and much of my time is spent recovering and healing from these spirit death walking cases, where I see terrible things and I'm with souls at the end of their time in body. So it's another side of this supernatural stuff that we're going to be sharing and talking about in coming months. But it's a complicated thing to explain and talk about, because I have not seen or heard anything about it as of yet. But I am connected by Spirit to somebody who is actively dying. And so I'm still connected to them while they're living and through the end of their life by way of remote viewing, and I can do automatic writing with them. That's how the case notes of this book came to be, and Spirit really pushed to have it published, and nothing in my life can be scheduled, and that's okay. I love it and I appreciate it. But so I'll just share it. So this is, if you're interested in more of this side of spirit work, the death walking, which is where a medium, a psychic, a spirit worker is connected to someone as they are preparing to transition to spirit. It is an incredibly rare phenomenon, but it happens. This is out now. So feel free to check it out. It's something that I struggle to actually talk about because I'm in therapy once or twice a week to get through the stuff that I've seen. But it's lovely, and Rebecca, the woman that I was connected to, wanted her story told, so that's why it's out there. Rebecca wanted her story known, and I refuse to be the only one who knows it, so yeah, that's out there now. And that was also why the show has been paused. So that book had to get out, her story had to get out, and August 15th was the 1-year anniversary of her death, and so we got it out right before that. That was the goal, that was Spirit's goal. And so we feel really good about that. And then I took a couple weeks to rest, and now we are jumping back into it. So we are editing. We have some really amazing episodes filmed and done that were incredible cases. I mean, just kind of all over the board, spirit-wise, lots more people who, again, we know that now that Spirit is guiding us to locations where there are souls who need crossings, so that is the common theme. We have just put that out there, that is what we want to do with Spirit, and so they send us to locations where that needs to happen. So that's how we end up getting these cases. But on top of that, we have had cases with all kinds of things, a couple of the darker ones, but we also had a beautiful one with an elemental energy out on a piece of property and way out. I don't know if I'll say yet, but it's a beautiful piece of property, had an elemental energy, which is I don't see those things. I can feel them, and I can sometimes get awareness of them from guides, but we had another woman come and join us who was much more tuned into that frequency, and she was able to communicate with this energy that I was kind of on the fence about that sort of stuff, and it blew my mind to the point where this thing was communicating with our devices, and just enormous electromagnetic field changes, theremin hits, we could feel it. We even had some stuff like out on the land, small things move that was clearly in response to questions we were asking. It was incredible. So that episode, I think, will be one of our next ones, but because we're so behind and it's been months because I had to pause for all of this other work, I think the next one will be actually just another one that we did here in our home, because those, again, have a total amount of footage of about 12 hours versus like 40 to 60 hours just for review and editing time. So they take, a third of the time to put an episode together. And so, yeah, I'm thinking the next episode will most likely be another one in our home here that we did not too long ago, a beautiful crossing for a man that the guides brought through. And then, yes, I think we'll move forward and do some of the other cases we've done here around the Pacific Northwest, and they're a lot more work to put together, but we're excited to do it, and we want to share it with you all. And we are so appreciative for everybody who has jumped on this channel, and we've been getting private messages from people who love this work and want to know more about it and want to see more about it. So we're working on how to get more of this out in a more timely way where it's easier for us and we can keep up on a bit better of a schedule with it too. So yeah, again, we're just excited to be doing this work. We are grateful for all of you. More episodes are coming. I'm trying to think how many cases we've done and completed that are fully filmed. I think it's probably 6 or 7, but 3 or 4 of them were multi-day cases, so it's enough footage that they'll have to be 2-part episodes because we were out there for 2 or 3 days at a time working on something, and they involved all kinds of things like tons of communication sessions and times where our team was learning stuff, evidence, so much evidence. We've received evidence that has literally blown our mind. And I mean, again, I'm a medium and I see this stuff, but then to have a conversation with someone and then have the devices go off confirming it still is, incredible, and I love it. This case actually that I think we'll be sharing next was beautiful, and it was a man who passed recently, but I did a bit of just some automatic writing right up at the beginning, and I got some information that he was really upset because he had died right after him and his partner had his wife or fiance had bought a home, and so he was very worried about her finances and everything. But then I started like smelling paint and like fresh paint, and he was letting me have that experience of them working on this house, and then I could even see some of the color, and I could see purple paint on the walls, like a pretty purple. And later in the night, when we had more conversations with him after this automatic writing, he came through and used devices to confirm that they had painted their bedroom purple. And it was just one of those things where it was so lovely to have this validation between like message received by a psychic and then devices showing somebody in spirit agreeing and confirming. So amazing stuff happening with whatever you want to call it, confirming the afterlife, which I think most people on this channel already know, but seeing how people in spirit are around us and can communicate with us, and that sometimes they're in this in-between space. It's very temporary. He had a really beautiful reason kind of why he was refusing to go with the guides. So you'll hear about that. And then, I'm a rambler. So I'm going to pause there. Again, our team is taking a break to rest and get our life back together, but some of us are coming back together to edit the episodes, get more of them out. We're going to try to get this one that was another case in our home that was beautiful, the one I just mentioned, out in the next 2 weeks or so. And then if you're interested in more of this phenomenon of connecting to souls as they are actively dying, which is called Spirit Death Walking, you can check out this book. It is traumatic. It is very traumatic to read. It is scarring, quite literally, and you'll understand more about that because much of the work that I do with the death walking results in physical manifestations of wounds on my body that correlate directly to the wounds that a soul is experiencing wherever they are, hundreds of miles away. Again, a very strange phenomenon, similar actually to in the Carlos episode, the Easter episode, where I ended up getting that gunshot wound imprint on the side of my head. But with Rebecca, it was so much more extreme, and I ended up having 8 or 9 fairly substantial wounds come up that correlated to her, what she was experiencing. So again, all in the book, I talk about some of it, but most of it is her story. And so it does definitely cross over with this work of the crossings too. So again, just another way to learn more about it. That's what we're trying to do. That's what Spirit wants us to be doing as a team. They want us to be getting these messages out to understand that paranormal research and paranormal ghost hunting and all of that has to be kind. It has to be compassionate. We are talking to real people. 95% of the time, it is not something dark or malevolent. Those are very, very rare cases. Usually it is just a person with a lot of emotional trauma, and we are meant to be kind to them and have conversations with them to assist them in releasing their stuff so they can connect to their guides and cross over. And again, that is something that paranormal investigators anywhere and everywhere can and should be doing. So that's what we're trying to do, is encourage other people who are out here trying to communicate with people in spirit to be nice and raise the bar and do better when we're talking to people in spirit, because a lot of times they have things that they need to get out emotionally, and we can have much better conversations if we are not shouting at them and we are not scared of them and we are realizing we are sitting down with another human being. They just aren't in a body anymore. And yeah, that's my soapbox. So excited to be getting back into this. You guys should have another episode in hopefully just about 2 weeks. We're going to work hard to get that out. And again, probably 8, 9 more episodes to come. So we appreciate you all. Hope you all are doing well.